Hey, what's up, everybody? Just got back from the Mojave Desert for 2 weeks. That was an adventure. Um, it's like 5:30 in the morning. I woke up at like 2 p.m. yesterday. I have work in like 45 minutes, and I just can't sleep. So hopefully today's not gonna kill me. Um, I wanted to do a video. I wanted to do this for a little while, but I'm not really sure how I wanted to do it. It was kind of something that only made sense to me about being an individual and being a professional in the Marine Corps, in life, and like how I was, like how I saw myself before and like during the Marine Corps, and then hopefully after. One thing I noticed is that individuality is a means to express yourself as a person and as an individual, as the word states. And people, usually younger people, older people do it too. Everyone does it. They express themselves very publicly by like wearing really ridiculous clothes or dyeing their hair like green and red or like and like that's fine, but then like you're not compromising for like normal people or people who don't do that. Like there was one of my buddies. He was like offered a really good job, but he had to like cut his hair because he had like hair, to his ass, and he said, "No, I'm not cutting my hair," and that's that. And like turned down a pretty decent job, and like good on him for sticking to his principles. But the Marine Corps taught me that you can be an individual and you can wear and look exactly like everybody else around you. The Marine Corps it gives you a uniform. It gives you like you have to shave, so you can't grow a beard. You got to keep your hair short. I see. I just chopped off a lot of my hair today. They give you two things: your hair up to 3 inches and a mustache. That alone can tell you plenty about someone in the military. But if they look like everybody else, it's kind of funny that like being an individual has nothing to do with what you look like. It's who you are on the inside, which is what true individuality is. And so people who are like, "Well, I love rock music, so I'm gonna like pierce my face and like wear like studded jackets everywhere because I want people to know that that's who I am." And like you can just talk about it, man. Like you can choose to express yourself in a pretty more like casual, low key kind of way. And it does the same thing. Marine Corps taught me that I can be whoever the hell I want and still dress like everybody else. It's not that big of a deal to like be clean shaven and like be clean cut. And, like the idea I used to have a huge Jufro in like high school. And I remember I was offered $100 to get a cut by my parents, and I said no. Like I turned down $100 because like I cared about my hair that much. And now in the Marine Corps, like if they told me to shave my head bald tomorrow, I'd probably go ahead and do it. I'd bitch about it, but I would do it. You told me like, hey, I want you to shave your head tomorrow, just because. I'd probably tell you to go fuck yourself. Now that it's not that big of a deal. Dressing nice for a job is not that big of a deal anymore. Yes, I wear coveralls. I wear a napkin and I get dirty a whole lot. But if I had to keep a uniform clean, I would have to keep it clean. It's just called responsibility. I've seen people that like, I don't know, those are places like a lot of servers, like waiters and waitresses, and I realize I hate like those jobs must fucking suck. But like, if you're there to work, you're there to get paid, and if you're there to get paid, you're there to act a certain way. And like when I like bad servers, like now granted, if you're a server and you've like put on a fake smile for a bunch of dickheads, good on you. But like if you've taken that smile off for like slight dickheads, too fucking bad. I deal with dickheads on a daily fucking basis, and that's life. That's that. Don't be mad at me because your last dude didn't tip you well enough. I'm sorry. It's not fucking something to get enraged about. What else? This is only like 4 minutes. I thought that individuality speech was gonna carry on more, but hopefully when I get out, I'm gonna probably keep a clean appearance. I'm not gonna get the high and tied, obviously, but I'm gonna probably have short hair forever. I'm gonna probably be clean shaven unless I move into the woods and start writing a novel. Because one, I grew a mustache in 29 Palms, and I had like, I mean, it was awful. Like, I can't grow facial hair. And there are people that can't grow facial hair that desperately try to, and they can't. I remember college, there were so many neck beards and wispy nerd mustaches that just like wouldn't be shaved, and I'm like, that just looks gross. Like, you look at that in the you look at that in the mirror, and like you tell yourself that that looks good because you have terrible taste in everything about you. And I wouldn't hire you if I were a boss and I had a dude that like all I gotta do is look at you, and if you look dirty and you look unkempt and you don't stand up straight or you don't shake my hand like a fucking man, I'm gonna write that shit down. You can wow me in the interview, alright? You can impress the fuck out of me, but like that, as it stands, like your appearance, that's what the Marine Corps taught me. I didn't really grasp that. Like, I remember going into a job interview with like big curly hair and like slouching down in the chair with a shirt that was like wrinkled and too big for me, and be like, if I were that dude's shoes, I wouldn't fucking hire me either. You look like a kid. You look like a bum. Alright, part of being an adult is part of like take care of your appearance. Even if you absolutely hate that appearance. I hate wearing fucking camis and coveralls. Like, I wish I could go to work in flip-flops and like shorts. But I can't. So I don't have the option. And I don't even have that like option in my head of like, well, man, I just wish I could do that. And yeah, I wish a lot of things, but it's not gonna fucking happen. If I get a job outside of the Marine Corps, like, that requires me to, like, wear, like, a semi-casual, like, semi-business, like, formal, like, a suit and a tie, I'm gonna wear a fucking suit and tie. It's just another fucking uniform. It's not gonna be, like, me slaving to the man. It's gonna be, like, well, if that tie causes me to get money, then I'm gonna wear that fucking tie. I'll wear 2 goddamn ties. I'll be at work 30 minutes early. I'll stay 30 minutes late every day if you pay me the amount of money. Like, the amount of hours I work now versus the money that I get now, I clock in 60 hours a week minimum. Like, that's totally fine with me. Like, that doesn't bug me at all. The job's not super, physically intense. But as far as, like, how I get paid, like, if this were, like, a regular job and I'd clock in overtime at 40 hours, like, are you serious? I'd break the fucking bank. I'd be a goddamn billionaire. I'm not looking for a lot of money when I get out because I'm not looking for expensive taste when I get out. I'm from a family that has never been about that. I've never lived in a $1 billion house. And I've been raised pretty much to not want a $1 billion house. If I can just get a freaking low-stress job, whether it's, like, teaching, I've kind of gone back and forth on, because, like, I can talk to people, but you gotta, like, talk about something. I can't just rant about the weather and how shitty the fucking traffic cops are. You gotta, like, know a subject of expertise. And then another part's like, well, maybe I'll take all this stuff from the Marine Corps and, like, go find a job, like, well, maybe you should fix, like, helicopters for Sikorsky. And I was just like, fuck no. I hate that goddamn plane. I hope I never touch another aircraft again the day I get out, besides sitting in one and flying home. Another part of me was like, dude, just work in a fucking bookstore and just, like, get a little Toyota Corolla that, like, lasts for, 1,000,000 miles and just live the sweet life there. Get an apartment, get a fucking something, get a little lifestyle going. Which might be what I want to do. I don't know. I want to do something. I want to go to school. I don't want to take a year off, because if I take a year off, I'm taking my life off, and I'm never going to get back into the swing of things. And if I become the old me, then, like, these 5 years will have been for nothing. They would have been all for naught. And that idea, like, terrifies me. Like, what if I go out there into the real world and I just, like, clam up and, like, stop caring? That just terrifies me. Not that I'd ever, like, let that happen, but, like, just what if? So that's why I'm not collecting unemployment like everybody. Everyone's planning to, like, go to school, collect unemployment, and just live the high life and not spend, just rake in the money. I'm like, that's not going to work forever, dude. Like, if you get comfortable doing that, you might as well just, you're done. So to wrap this up, you can be an individual, just don't be a dickhead about it. I don't need to know that you fucking love horses because you wear a cowboy hat everywhere you go. Or, like, you refuse to, like, take off your fucking cowboy boots with the spurs when you're not on a horse. It's like, if I like to ride a motorcycle, I'm going to wear my motorcycle helmet everywhere I go. Inside, outside, and just, like, while I sleep. It sounds stupid, and it is. I guess that's it. I kind of ran out of steam. Peace, everybody.